fall is coming, so bring on those fall flavors. Joining me in the CI kitchen, guest chef Colleen Hatton is back with us. So we are making a fall-inspired dish with a twist.
Right. I feel like we're not quite there yet, but we're headed towards
We're so close.
the need for comfort food.
Yes.
But this is a super healthy comfort food utilizing one of my favorite fall ingredients, which is squash.
Okay, squash to me can be intimidating because you see it and it looks beautiful. It's like, oh, that would look cute on my porch.
Or
But
it's really tasty for your dinner.
there you go. But it's just like, I don't know what to do with it.
The great thing about squash is it's actually easier than most folks think.
Okay, so this is a acorn squash.
This is acorn squash because acorn squash is great for stuffing. Like you can make lots of things in here. Like we could make you could do like a sausage stuffing and roast that off. But I was going with lasagna because I feel like in my life, like when I think comfort, like it's either soup or like Italian.
Yes, exactly.
Those are like comfort.
Okay.
So very easy. I took an acorn squash, which are readily available now. And what I did is I just rubbed the inside and the outside with some olive oil, sprinkled a little salt and pepper. I flipped them upside down on my baking tray and I baked them for 25 minutes.
Okay.
You need to do that because if you need to get them a little softer so that when we add the lasagna ingredients, they will be soft enough to finish cooking.
If you are cooking more than
see.
one acorn squash, do you have to cook longer?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
You could totally do, one squash is gonna get you 2 meals. So however many you need to.
Okay.
Just a bigger sheet tray.
Well, because it's like, I'm thinking about in the microwave. When you put things in the microwave, you sometimes have to cook things longer when you've got
And if you
multiple.
were gonna microwave these, which you could actually probably do like 3 or 4 minutes with a paper towel, but I like it better because I like the roast. And you can see that like we're starting to get soft. Like I can push my finger in.
Yeah.
And it is softer.
And this isn't like spaghetti squash where you can like
No,
shred it.
this is you're gonna dig your fork
Scoop
in
it.
and you're gonna scoop it.
Okay.
So
Now,
it
here
also-
comes the twist with the lasagna
Right, so
part.
I also did a few things ahead of time for this so that we could kind of just talk through all the cool parts.
Oh, yes.
So I went ahead, this is actually, I've got ricotta cheese on the recipe that's online, but I always grew up with ricotta and cottage cheese.
Yes. In
So-
your lasagna?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So I made a mix of ricotta and cottage cheese and we're gonna layer that in the bottom. And then I went ahead and I kind of also did a little other twist because I wanted folks to see how versatile this is. You can easily make this vegetarian, but I took some Italian sausage and some ground beef. I diced an onion and then I added our marinara sauce that we make all the time. And I added that in to make sauce.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry, I guess I forgot that I was going to need more pairs of gloves.
That's
We're gonna
okay.
grab a couple of those out.
That's why we've got a whole box of them in the drawer for you there.
Exactly. And the great thing about this is completely gluten-free.
Ooh, nice. Grace will love this later.
Exactly. So I'm just using my hands. You can totally use a spoon, but I'm just like, if we've got the gloves, we might as well.
Might as well.
And you're just gonna like layer it up. Exactly like you would lasagna, but you're just gonna do one layer.
Okay, so we've got our ricotta cottage cheese, then our meat marinara, and then there's more cheese on it.
And then there is more cheese. The important part is we've got a mix of shredded mozzarella and shredded parm. So when I was a kid, I remember, I don't know about you, but like there wasn't shredded cheese as much.
No.
Like you couldn't just go to the store. Your mom would buy a block of
Right.
cheese and she would hand it to you and be like, get done
Spiral
grating it when you're
Yes.
done and then we're gonna eat that. I used to hate that. It drove me crazy. Like I was like, come on, Mom. But now like in life, it's actually better because what they put on those cheeses that you buy in the
Yeah.
bags, it's a flour coating that makes it harder to melt. So I took some Parmesan cheese, a block of Parmesan and a block of Mozz, and I mixed them together.
Okay.
You do not have to do that, but I do feel like for melting purposes, it is so much prettier.
Well, yeah, and then when you buy the wrong kind of cheese, like the reduced fat or the fat-free, that stuff ain't melting at all.
No, because of the things that are in there that
Yes.
keep it from going bad.
Yes.
So all we're gonna do is we're gonna top it with a fair decent amount of some shredded Mozz and Parm. And we're gonna put it back in the oven for about 20-25 minutes.
Okay, and then this is one serving for one person, one serving for another person.
I mean, ideally, but if
Perfect.
if you're feeding Brock and he's starving after football practice, maybe you need 2.
Maybe.
I mean, I get that.
That boy, he can eat.
Right, if I were feeding the football team, I would not assume that one of these would be enough.
Okay, well, we're gonna pop these in the oven. We'll have the big reveal coming up. I cannot wait to see the melty goodness here that's gonna happen on top of our acorn squash. If you want to get a copy of Colleen's recipe and see all of her tips on how to make it, we'll have that at CILiving.tv. We'll have the big reveal coming up.